I'm out for a walk on this rare sunny day. Feels good. Yesterday, I stayed in bed all day and watched Netflix. I was watching Embarrassing Bodies and something else, I don't know what else. Oh yeah, I was watching YouTube and I was watching the stories of different celebrity deaths like Heath Ledger, Brittany Murphy, Prince, who I'm not even a fan of, and someone else. So that's how I spend my time when kind of at the lowest in terms of motivation and whatever. But I did feel calm enough, I guess. But no motivation. Even though a day or two ago I made a video saying I felt like there was a shift. I'm feeling a bit more of that shift this morning, even though earlier when I woke up I was feeling kind of suicidal and defeatist and self-sabotaging. And today's the first day I feel like maybe I can take a trip to California for a month. So hopefully my brain is on the mend. And I was ready to give up on this supplement program, but it is possibly helping. Plus, I read over the instructions again and it said in 4 to 6 weeks. So it's only been probably 3 or 4 weeks. Though I'll probably drop some of the more expensive supplements, like when the CDP, choline, and the alpha GCP or something, whatever it's called, and the brain gastrodin run out. I might not replace them initially, see how I feel, because those ones are more like $30 a bottle, whereas the other ones are, 10 to 20. Uh-oh, is there a blockage here? This park's kind of in disarray from all the ice. There was a big ice storm. And this morning I booked an appointment to replace my iPhone battery for Saturday. And I think that's the first appointment I've put into my calendar in months, besides my psychiatrist here and there. And partly because I was working a lot. So it's cool to feel like I can make an appointment. I have a bit of motivation to change out my battery because it's cheaper now that there was that news about the slow phones, and I didn't even see it or anything, but a friend of mine told me about the battery replacement program. And it's nice to be out walking because I walked for 10 hours a day for probably 20 days. I probably put on many steps and miles, but I wasn't allowed to carry my phone with me, so I don't know for sure. There was no pedometer. And that's the one thing about now not working is I'll just spend a day in bed instead. So most things I talk about I don't end up doing, but I'm thinking I'll move to the new place, see how it is, go to California for a month, come back, and try and be normal and stable. try and not get so angry and go so far into alternative perspectives. Because the first 3.5 years of my journey, I didn't really do that, and I was okay. But then again, that's like saying there's some kind of cause and effect, and there's a way to prevent, and I don't know if there really is. And I finally got this multivitamin in the mail. It was out of stock on iHerb and not available on VitaCost. So I got it through an Amazon partner or whatever. And it was supposed to arrive December 20th and it didn't. And it finally arrived yesterday, so that makes it almost a month late. And the program I'm on, it's important to have the cofactors and things that are necessary to make the neurotransmitters that the amino acids are for. So I've been taking standalone P5P or B6, folic acid and niacin, but I'm not having all the other stuff that's in this multivitamin, so that could be a limiting factor. I haven't been the greatest with taking the probiotic, and I forgot to take the turmeric along the way. It says to take that, so I took some of that today. And then something else it says to take that is a bit questionable for me is aspirin. So Peter Smith of Balancing Brain Biochemistry suggests taking baby aspirin. And he says if one is against that, to try it for at least the first couple months, because it helps to reduce the arachidonic acid in the brain, among other things, but that's what it's meant for in terms of this program. So I might try that. He says it helps to accentuate what the lithium orotate is supposed to do. And so I might try it. What I've seen on arachidonic acid, it's not the greatest thing, but what's interesting is it is involved in the anandamide pathway. If I'm not mistaken at this moment, arachidonic acid is a precursor to anandamide, which is the endogenous cannabinoid that we make. And I think, and some other people think too, that it could be partly involved in spiritual experiences or etc., like otherworldly type experiences, maybe psychosis. So that might actually help to keep the psychosis away, reducing the levels of arachidonic acid. So it's interesting how that gets higher in a bipolar brain, and then maybe at a certain amount it starts to be converted into anandamide. Something else that's involved in that is the black pepper extract or something, and also chocolate. So it would be cool to convert some of it into anandamide maybe, as opposed to having it sitting around doing damage as arachidonic acid. I really don't know how it all works, but it's interesting that one of the things on the list of remedies from Peter Smith was this black pepper seed extract. It's supposed to help in some way. And then when I was looking at actual scientific research, it was saying that black pepper extract or something like that is involved in converting arachidonic acid into anandamide. There's also DMT. So we have these endogenous molecules that we make that are similar to the ones we take on the outside. So instead of taking some kind of outside drug, we can make those. So providing some of the precursors will help to make it or not. Something else that I haven't come close to mastering is the diet portion of this program, which is probably really important. For sure it is, because diet changes is what healed me when I had chronic fatigue years ago. And I have tried different diets along the way, so it's not going to be perfect, but 2 days ago I ate a whole bunch of dates. I figured, I'm going to eat dates and oranges and Laura bars because they require no cooking and I can just grab them and eat them. I ate a bunch of dates, probably like 8 to 10, which is a lot. And then I took vitamin C and lithium orotate and some fish oil, and I started to feel the body pain that I was feeling when this all started. And then the next day, in the morning, I ate a bunch of dates again. I ate probably 8 to 10 dates. Same thing. Started feeling that body pain, sort of slightly uncomfortable. And then thinking, oh no, is all of this starting all over again from the beginning? Because this is how I was feeling in the beginning of this. And I was wondering, is it because I switched to lithium orotate, or what the heck? So I was thinking more along the lines of the lithium carbonate to lithium orotate switch after the first time it happened, because I had taken the lithium orotate right after I ate the dates, so I didn't really know. But the next day, it was only the dates I had, and then I started feeling that body pain again. So today I was starting to think, well, what does that mean? Well, eating a high dose of sugar like dates, which is probably very readily available, probably higher on the glycemic index, I'm not sure, but I ate a lot of them. But what I was thinking is, maybe, and I'm totally making this up, maybe at the end of the manic period, maybe part of the reason why it comes to a close is the body sort of runs out of energy, and then maybe the liver is constantly dumping a whole whack of the glycogen storage to be converted to glucose in order desperately to get some energy in the body. So I think it has something to do with some kind of energetic process, the body running out of energy to keep that way of being going. So yeah, maybe at the end of that upswing, or maybe the part of the mechanism of the end is something to do with a lot of glucose being dumped into the bloodstream, but more as an attempt to get that energy. And maybe some of the body pain is the muscles releasing some of the amino acids, so muscle breakdown, in order to get those amino acids to create neurotransmitters in the brain. Or I have no idea. It just seems like something runs out, and then certain things build up to a critical point. I think there's something in biochemistry or enzymatics where you need a certain amount of a substrate before it really gets going. So one of the things that increases the rate of an enzymatic reaction is more of the initial substrates being available. I don't know, it just seems like some kind of transformation can't be completed And that's at the biochemical level. Like, it's said to be a chemical imbalance, but maybe it's trying to shift. Like, certain conditions will produce more DMT and have mystical states. Certain conditions will produce more anandamide and have altered states as well. So what are these conditions trying to create? Besides psychosis and plummeting into a depression. Feels like being on the precipice of a new world. And I told myself I'd stop talking about this. Really, I just want to be normal. I'm kind of tired of this. Even watching whatever I've been watching on Netflix and YouTube, people talking and going through terrible stuff or good stuff, they just seem so normal. I just did 3 or 4 laps of the park. I lost count. I think it must be 4 because my step counter was up to nearly 12,000 steps. And my first lap of the park was 2,500-ish, so I must have done 4. So yeah, out of all of this, I feel like I just want to be normal. I just want to be stable. I don't want to be in a place that feels close to some other world and then drop down into prolonged confusion and fear and terror and anger and sadness and despair and loneliness and so many things. Even this morning when I was waking up, I was thinking about ending my life and feeling kind of comforted by that, feeling like I don't have to do this, I don't have to be here. And something else I watched yesterday, I don't even know why I watched it, was a video on the tsunami in 2004. And lately I've been watching some forensic files on Netflix and things like that, and so many people died in that tsunami. It's just incredible. Like, nature wiped out 250,000 people in a matter of hours. And then there's people on forensic files who lose their life due to the violence from other human beings, and it's just so confusing. It's just, yeah. And then there's the option of choosing when one leaves this earth by one's own volition. So yeah, I don't know what to make of it all.